to my channel and welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be my February book haul. So I did get quite a few books in February. There are quite a few new releases that I had on pre-order that came in the post, and obviously I've got my book subscription boxes, and then I did buy a couple of books from Vinted as well. So let's dive into the books. We'll start with the Vinted ones. There's only 3 of those, and they are all Penguin English Library editions. So I really love the design of the Penguin English Library edition books. I've got quite a few in my collection. Obviously I didn't have these ones and I decided to pick them up. So I picked up Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. I do have a couple of editions of Sense and Sensibility already, but I didn't have the Penguin English Library editions, but I have like the rest of Jane Austen's books in this kind of collection, so I wanted to complete that, and each of these books was only £1 from a seller on Vinted, and they are in like perfect condition, so I was really happy to pick that up, and obviously it's a pretty pink cover. Then I got Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. I have read this quite a long time ago. It's definitely one that I feel like I need to reread because I don't really remember too much about it, but I have read it in the past, and this one's quite a short classic as well, and obviously it's just, again, very pink. I feel like all of these 3 like look really good together because they're all pink or have pink in them. And then the other one that I got was Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. I have read Wuthering Heights 3 times now, and I reread it in February or at the end of January in preparation to see the film, which I am going to be seeing in March. At the beginning of March I'm going to see the film, and I wanted to reread it in preparation, even though I know the film doesn't like particularly closely follow the book, and I sort of saw this come up on Vinted, and as I say, it was only £1, and although I have other editions of Wuthering Heights, I think this is one of the prettier editions that I have in my collection. So Wuthering Heights is a classic that I feel that I have liked more each time I read it. So the first time I read it I gave it 3 stars and I wasn't 100% like sold on it. I know some people like really are obsessed with it, but I definitely prefer Jane Eyre, and upon reread I am like it. Each time I reread it I like it more each time, so I think it is definitely one that you do need to kind of reread, and things that you didn't maybe pick up on the first time you pick up more you know, as you reread. So I do plan to kind of continue to reread that at kind of somewhat regular intervals. Now let's move on to some of my new releases. So first one is actually a March release, but it came in February, right at the end of the month. Waterstones shipped it out early, and that is No Matter What by Cara Bastone. I am really looking forward to picking up this one. I think this one is a marriage in trouble romance, which I'm definitely interested to check out. Cara Bastone is an author that I've read a few things from, and I like her books. Like, I wouldn't say she's a favourite author, but I do enjoy her writing. I got this one in one of the Waterstones like pre-order sales that they've done. They do these periodically where you can get like 25% off on pre-orders, and I think that is when I pre-ordered this one. Typically I would have probably waited to get this one from the library because it's just like a standard paperback, but I did get some money off of it anyway. Then we have the special edition of Wretched by Emily McIntyre. This is book 3 in the what's the name of the series? Never After series is what it's called. I have the first 2 books. All of the books in this series are getting special cloth-bound editions, and I really love this series. The last couple of books I don't necessarily love as much as the earlier books in this series, but I do really want to have these special editions. I think that they look absolutely stunning, and yeah, I just love this. I will show you the sprayed edge. And each of these special editions comes with some artwork on the inside, like exclusive artwork, and a signed, if I can get to it, and a signed like note from the author, or like a little quote from the author, and that's the only thing that's really special about them. But I think they just look really pretty, and I love having them on my shelf. I need to find somewhere to display this one because I've got the other two. You can't see them, but they're down there like facing outwards, so I need to find somewhere to put Wretched. Twisted is the next book that's coming. I think that's coming in June or July. Originally Wretched and Twisted were going to be coming out together, but they pushed back Twisted because they had some kind of like printing issues or something. And pre-orders for Crossed and Hexed are now available as well. I've seen the cover for Crossed and it looks really pretty. I don't think I've seen Hexed yet, so I will definitely be pre-ordering to get the rest of the series. Then we have Throne of Nightmares by Kerri Maniscalco. This one is book 3 in the Prince of Sin series. I'm really enjoying this series. This one's going to follow the House of Sloth. It's got some artwork in here, and this is the Waterstone Special Sprayed Edge Edition. It's obviously pink and it's pretty, and I'm really enjoying this series. It's the 7 Deadly Sins. Each book follows one of the brothers. They're all princes of sin, and I'll just show you the naked hardcover as well. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I also have the Kingdom of the Wicked series that I'm currently reading, and that is also really worth a read. That's kind of like a prequel series to this series, although you don't necessarily have to have read the Kingdom of the Wicked to dive into this series, but I think it does give you kind of some background to the world, and some of the characters are mentioned in the prequel series. But the Kingdom of the Wicked is young adult and this is an adult series, just to let you know. But I would definitely recommend both series. Then we have The Night Prince by Lauren Falfreman. This is the sequel to The Wolf King, which I am yet to read, but I do have a copy. The reason I decided to get this again is the Waterstone Special Edition, and if I missed out on it, I feel like I would be disappointed. So it has this design on the front cover, it's got these sprayed edges, and then it's got some artwork inside. And I think this is like a wolf shifter romance. Super hyped. But as I say, I've not read this series yet. These were originally indie published and have since been picked up and published traditionally, and obviously we've got some gorgeous special editions for them. The Fairy Loot have done special editions of this series as well, and they are absolutely stunning. If you are lucky enough to have got your hands on that, then I applaud you, because people have them on Vinted for crazy money, which is so annoying. Why do people... I don't like the mentality of buying something just so that you can sell it for like triple the price on Vinted. Like, doesn't make sense to me, but that seems to be what a lot of people do. Then we have one that I'm really excited for, but I've not actually heard anyone talking about it yet, and that is the A Dark Forgetting by Kristen Cicarelli. This is the author who wrote the Crimson Moth duet, which I really enjoyed, and this is a new book. I'm not sure if it's a standalone or going to be part of a series, but I am really excited for this, and as I say, I've not heard anyone talk about it. This again is the Waterstone Sprayed Edge edition. It's got some artwork on the end pages. Is it the same on the other side? Yeah, it's the same on both sides. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, and hope that it is as good as the Crimson Moth duet, because I really enjoyed that. So I have high hopes for this book. Then I have Cleopatra by Sarah El Arifi. This one I think is historical fiction, which is a little bit different to some of what she's written previously. I don't know if there is any fantasy elements in here. I'm not 100% sure, but I am really looking forward to getting into this one at some point. This one again has sprayed edges, and it has this pretty design on the end pages as well. And then I think there is, yeah, there's a design on the naked hardcover as well. And yeah, I haven't heard anything about this one yet because it's still quite early days, but I am excited and have high hopes that I will enjoy this one, so fingers crossed. And then the last pre-order that I had was Half City by Kate Golden. This is just a standard edition. There isn't anything special about this edition. Was it signed? No, it's not even signed. It's just a standard edition. But this is the start of a new series for Kate Golden, and I am really looking forward to this. Kate Golden has written a couple of things. She's written the Sacred Stone series trilogy, which I really enjoyed, and then she has written a contemporary romance which I haven't read yet. That was If Not For My Baby, but I do have it on my shelf, and this is the first book in the Harker Academy series, so I hope that I will enjoy this one. I love a kind of academy fantasy romance, so high hopes for that one. Now let's move on to my book subscription boxes. So we'll start with the Forbidden Wing box. So this is the February box, obviously, and they did like a Valentine's design on it. And the box for February is actually so pretty. I'd not been spoiled for this because I had a bit of an issue with getting my delivery. They tried to deliver it when no one was in, so they rearranged it, and unfortunately no one was in when I'd rearranged it for, and so it went to the post office, and I had to wait a whole week to go to the post office because I could only go on the weekend. So I'd had to wait for almost 2 weeks to get hold of my box, and I was surprised that it hadn't been spoiled. Usually what happens is I look on Vinted most days, and usually people have their special editions on there, but somehow I managed to avoid being spoilt for this one, and I love this cover. It's so much nicer than the original. I'll put the original cover on screen, and I am obsessed with this. It is Fairest by Marie McMillan. I've not heard of this book at all, but it is honestly so pretty. And I will just show you the artwork. Now the naked hardcover is not anything super special, but it's nice enough. But I just love the artwork, the art style, and the cover, as I say, is really pretty. And this is obviously a Snow White retelling by the looks of it, of some sort, and I cannot wait to dive into this one. I have high hopes for it, and fingers crossed that I end up liking it, because I would love to keep this book on my shelf, because that cover is just so stunning. So really excited to dive into that one. Then we have my Afterlight box, and this one again, I hadn't been spoiled for this one either, which is always really exciting. And again, I do like the cover of this more than the original. So this is Domcom by Adriana Anders, and this was one that I actually had on my TBR, so I'm really excited that this is coming Afterlight. So far for 2026, the Afterlight books have been pretty good. So we had obviously Domcom in February, and then we had Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone's new book in January, and both of those books are books that were on my TBR, so really excited to have these. This is the design. The sprayed edge on this is quite simple, but I do like it. And then Afterlight usually the naked hardcovers are really stunning. I think the naked hardcover is okay on this one, but it's definitely not my favourite. But I do like the artwork on the end pages. And we've got something slightly different for this month. Afterlight don't usually do reversible dust jackets. I know Fairy Loot do reversible dust jackets, but Afterlight do not typically. But this one is a reversible dust jacket. I personally like the standard way that it comes with, but it's nice that they are doing something a little bit different. I don't know if I mentioned in my January video, but Afterlight have decided not to include the kind of monthly cards that they used to do. So you used to get a card kind of with the kind of theme of the month and then a note from the author, but they are not doing those anymore because to save like on paper and costs, I guess. So that they're not coming anymore, which I'm a little bit sad by because I did quite like having the theme in front of me because I don't know what the theme was for February, but that was the box. Next we have my Wordy and Wild February box, and this one with Wordy and Wild you usually get, so you can either be a diverse reader or a romance reader, and each month there is a pick for each of those themes, and also you can this bookseller offers book swaps, so if the book of the month doesn't appeal to you, you can swap it to something else, and she has a like curated list of ones that you can choose from. I'll be honest, February's picks weren't super appealing to me. I can't remember everything that was on there, but I ended up sticking with the romance book, but I wasn't necessarily super excited for it. Some of the other ones that were on the list are books that I was excited for, but they're books that I already owned, so I found it difficult. There wasn't anything that I could swap to, so this is the book that I got. I will read it, but it's not necessarily one that I am super excited for. It's called Capturing Love by Anne Penny. I have not heard of this author or this book, and yeah, I'm not sure what it's really about, but I will still give it a go. But as I say, I'm not like super excited for this one, but I will of course read it. And then with Wordy and Wild you do get some bookish goodies, and they are usually so good, and February's picks were really nice as well. So we get this little coin purse which says, "I work to fund my bookish addiction." This is really cute, and I will definitely be making use of it. And then we got this gorgeous tote bag which has this really pretty design on. I absolutely love this. I think you can't go wrong with a tote bag, and this is quite a substantially sized one, so you could fit a lot in there, and it's got a little pocket on the inside which is also really handy, so you could put your little coin purse in there. I do really love the bookish goodies that come with the Wordy and Wild box. Every single thing I think I have used, apart from the umbrella. Even though it rains a lot, I haven't used the umbrella because it's been too windy to use the umbrella, but everything else I love the like bookish goodies that come with it. The clothing that she does with that, the jumper that came in whatever box it was, that is amazing. I've worn it so many times. But yeah, would definitely recommend checking out the Wordy and Wild book subscription if you are interested. And then the last book subscription I get is the Smut and Sip book box, and this one is the February box. December's box I think is coming in March, which will be exciting. And so with Smut and Sip you get a book, some bookish goodies, and a cocktail as well, or a mocktail, sorry. I keep saying cocktail, but it's a mocktail. So this is the artwork that we got this month, and obviously the artwork relates to the book, and the cocktail is based on the book. So the cocktail is called Nightshade, and it is a blackberry sour mocktail, which sounds interesting. I'll be honest, the pumpkin spice mocktail I didn't like, but the January's box, I think it was, the lychee one, I did like that one, so we'll see if I like that one. And you do get this card that gives you instructions on how to recreate the cocktail, so if you like it you can recreate it. And then we got a little bookmark, which can't go wrong with a bookmark. I actually really like this bookmark. It's got a like texture to it which I really like, but yeah, I love the foiling on that. It's very catching. And then this one also came with a tote bag as well, and it says, it's got different like book tropes. It's got Elite Society, I'll love you with the same intensity that you hate me, and it's enemies to lovers, so it's obviously linked to the book, and I love a tote bag. And then the book, as I say, is Nightshade by Autumn Woods. This cover is stunning. This design is everything, and I absolutely love it. I'm so glad to have this. I didn't manage to pick up the Works special edition that they did of this book. Even when they've released it the second time around, I still missed out on it, and people have been selling that on Vinted for crazy money, but I will not be selling this. I will be keeping it on my shelf. I did really enjoy Nightshade. I'm definitely looking forward to book 2. So yeah, really, really glad to have this. And as I say, it is a stunning edition. The end paper artwork is the same artwork that I showed on the cards. So yeah, they are all of the books that I got in February. So I know it is a lot, and there will probably be a lot in March as well, because March is my birthday month. So I do plan to do a little bit of shopping. And as always, I'll have pre-orders and book subscriptions coming in. So let me know what your favourite book was that you picked up in February, and I will see you in my next video.